Everybody, welcome to Montreal Community Cares Red Rush basketball program. My name is Dwnburk Reid, and I'm the founder of Montreal Community Cares. Today we're just giving you a quick highlight of what we do here with the Red Rush. Between the Red Rush basketball program and any other program, this is a leadership program. So my goal is really to help mentor the kids, get them to see the world in a different light. So what we do on the court is also transferable onto the real world situations. So we're trying to build better basketball players as well as better individual, better young men.
Hi, I'm Dwnburk Reid, and I'm the next guest in Rob's Inner Circle. Don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are, and we'll be right back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rob's Inner Circle, broadcasting live on my personal Facebook page, on the Bobby Short Shorts YouTube channel, and on the Rob's Inner Circle Twitch account. The usual shout out goes out to my good friend and producer of Rob's Inner Circle, Jenny Duhame. And another shout out to my other good friend, podcast techie here on Rob's Inner Circle, Patty Zaragoza. We have an honorable mention going out to one of our past guests here in Rob's Inner Circle by the name of December Rose. She is collaborating for the second time with Spatial Soul, and they got a project going, and it's going to be released on June 18th. So on behalf of myself, Jenny, and Patty here at Rob's Inner Circle, December Rose and Spatial Soul, congratulations, and we wish you the very, very best of luck. The Daily Struggles web series, the sitcom, is up and rising on the Rise Up TV channel on Roku and the streaming service. And you can catch all of our episodes from season 1. They're all there. You can also download for free the Roku app on your smart devices. Or if you prefer, you could always go get the Roku stick on Amazon for as little as $30. We have a great collaboration going on with a good friend of ours, Mr. Vincent Gargano. And what is it we're doing with him? Well, this is it. With Vince, we have our merch store that is up, and you can get all of our beautiful collectible items, quality items. You can get them all on 514brandingco.com, and you can get items pertaining to Rob's Inner Circle, Daily Struggles, and the newest show that we have going up. And that's going to be our second episode this upcoming Wednesday with the amazing Esther Brzezinski. I co-host a noon hour Out of the Box. We also have merchandise for that as well. So to get the merchandise, 514brandingco.com. We urge you to subscribe to the Bobby Short Shorts YouTube channel. Click onto our playlists. Go check out our productions. You want to give us some nice comments, give us some likes, you want to share, subscribe to the channel, and of course, you want to hit the notification bell, because that way, when a new production comes out, you'll be the first to know all about it. Well, guys, it's that time once again. It is time to slip into our weekly ritual. You want to sit back, relax, take a nice deep breath. Exhale. Oh my God, that felt good. You want to kick up your feet on the edge of the table, relax, and let us carry the load. Folks, it's showtime. Let's get it on. Let's bring on our guest who is backstage and is eager to come on, and we're equally eager to have him on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an amazing gentleman. He's delightful. He's a lot of fun. You're going to love him. He is a coach, a social entrepreneur, and a Hall of Famer at McGill University. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dwnburk Reid. Denburk. Welcome to Rob's Inner Circle, Denburk.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. We have a great show lined up. You are such an interesting gentleman, and I can't wait for the people who don't know you. I can't wait for them to get to know you. You're an amazing man.
Thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that.
So, Denburk, apparently, word has it that a burger was named right after you. Is that?
Yeah. They Notre Bœuf de Grâce. They have this thing where they make a burger out of after a community hero. Just to give recognition and what have you. And we all know that Notre Bœuf de Grâce, they make some very good burgers. So I was very honored, to have a burger named after me. I think it came out in the month of April. So that was pretty cool. By the way, Rob, I'm outside enjoying the nice weather on my balcony. So sometimes you might hear some cars passing, but it's very important that I get a chance to, take in some wind, some breeze, the nice weather these days.
Well, who knows? We might also have the Alouettes cheerleaders showing up too. Who knows?
Hey, maybe, never know.
We're going to be getting to that in a moment because you did collaborate with the Alouettes. Well, we'll keep that for later. So, Denburk, tell us a little bit. Where did your story start? I mean, you were originally from another country and you came here at a young age. So, where is it that you're from, and when did you come here?
Oh, well, I'm from Jamaica, Manchester, Jamaica, to be exact. I think I came here at the age of 5, around there, 1984, I believe. And grew up in Little Burgundy. Came here with nine other siblings with my grandparents. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in Little Burgundy for quite some time. Yep.
Wow, a 1-bedroom apartment. That must have been a little crowded there at times, right?
Yeah, crowded but fun. Crowded but fun.
And you know what? I got a bit of a shock because I traveled a little bit, and I went to Jamaica. When I got to Montego Bay Airport, I got a shock of my life. I saw a bobsleigh, and that's pretty freaky because that bobsleigh was the one that was used in the 2014 Olympics in Sochi. And a country like Jamaica, a bobsleigh team, I was in shock.
Did you you didn't see the movie Cool Runnings?
No, I didn't see it, but
you got to go watch Cool Runnings. It's a nice family movie, but you should watch it. It has a nice twist to the Jamaican bobsled team, the first Jamaican bobsled team. Yeah.
And that wasn't their first appearance. I found out about them in 2014, but that wasn't their first appearance.
No.
And I also got another shock because of you, I also discovered, folks, you ready for this? A country where it's warm, where you can put an egg on a car and within 5 seconds it's cooked for how hot it is there. Jamaica has an international hockey team. And here's the proof. Look at that, folks. They have a hockey team and a pretty successful team at that as well. Because back in 2019, September 6th and September 7th of that year, they defeated Colombia by a score of 5-0. And the following day, they defeated Brazil 7-0. Wow, that is pretty groovy.
Athletes.
Just totally amazing. Wow. Were you somehow involved at one point with this Jamaican hockey team?
No, I could barely skate. No, I was definitely not involved with that. Nope. No.
Wow. So, okay, tell us a little bit about your experience here. You're also, I believe you're the director at the Loyola High School, the director of communications. Is that right?
The director of community relations, yeah.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you do at the Loyola High School?
Well, at Loyola High School, the high school is such a special place, right? And, it's always about giving our community an opportunity for higher education. And I strongly believe in Loyola as academic institution and the values that the school brings. And so as a result, my position as director of community relations part of my job is to really bridge the gap between the community and the school. I believe that the school, for me, is like a community school. And in order for us to be able to impact the community the way that we can, we got to find ways to get closer to the community, to showcase the benefits of being a Loyola alumni, the goodness that the school has to bring. So at the school, we believe in building men for others, right? Knowing how to be selfless, how to love each other, how to give back to your community, and what have you. So for me, I work with the communications department. I work with the development department. I also work with the recruiting department, the admissions department. So I have an opportunity to work with every department within the building, not to mention working with our great teachers who put their heart and soul into everything that they do. So as a director of community relations, it's about showing the goodness of the school and make sure that we give a lot more people opportunities to take part in the school and to benefit from the school.
Well, you said growing up, you were growing up in a very interesting neighborhood, and that neighborhood shaped your future. Can you tell us a little bit what it was like growing up in Little Burgundy?
Man. Well, growing up in Little Burgundy was I was gonna use the word dangerous, but it was not the safest place to grow up because there was a lot of crime and violence around us as young boys and young girls. Gunshots was a normal thing of the day, but at the same time, it was a community. Even though there was so much danger around, we still felt safe. Safe in the way that everybody looked out for each other. But I saw good things and I saw bad things. And the reason why it shaped me was because I was able to stay away from certain things that if I got caught up in it, it would have led me down the wrong path. But because I was able to see the good and the bad of the community, I was able to kind of stay away from it. So yes, it did shape me. It shaped me in a big way because I think I'm tough because of it. I think I'm savvy because of it. And I grew up quick. It forced me to grow up very quick.
During your youth, you were saying they had built a basketball court, and you spent a lot of time at the basketball court. And seeing that you have a very competitive nature, you always push yourself to the grind, to the limit. You always wanted to have that competitive edge. So tell us a little bit what it was like growing up and having that beautiful basketball court to spend all that quality time with your friends.
Well, the basketball court was a challenge for me. The reason why I spent so much time on the basketball court wasn't necessarily because I liked it or I loved it, but it was more because it was a challenge for me. And, seeing all my friends who were working and who were pretty talented, naturally talented at the sport, I also wanted to belong. I also wanted to fit in. So I wanted to carve my space, my space within that basketball, within my friends, among my friends. So yes, I put a lot of time in the basketball. It is what it is. Yes, I put a lot of time trying to get better, but that's a competitive nature that's in me, yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's it.
Well, you have some family here, if we can consider that. One of our audience members, Sonia Huggins, there she is. She says her family is Jamaican. Sonia, can you let us know where exactly your family is from in Jamaica? Is it Montego Bay, Runaway Bay? Wow, that's great because we have people tuning in from all over the world. A lot of times we have some fellows from the UK. We also have some people from Australia. So we have a very, very diversified audience. Oh, there you go, Manchester. Isn't that where you're from?
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. You're probably related. You don't even know it.
It's very probable. It's very probable.
Well, while we figure that out, there, I wanted to show a couple of pictures because you were involved in some lots of community events. So we have some pictures over here. Maybe we can discuss these pictures a little bit, such as this one over here. Is this at Loyola?
Yeah, that's actually at Loyola. So I have a foundation called Montreal Community Cares, and Loyola and Montreal Community Cares every Christmas, November, December, we do this thing called the honor roll breakfast, and the honor roll breakfast is really to encourage the youth who are doing well in school, elementary school kids, as well as youth who have stepped up their effort academically, so they've improved. They might not be honor rollish, but they're on their way there, and they've put a lot of work into their schooling. So we have a breakfast for them. We have special speakers, music. They get their certificate, and it's just really to encourage them for the work that they're doing and to continue that stuff.
Okay, we have a next picture over here. Where was this?
This was I also founded an event called the Montreal Community Cares Awards, and the awards is set to empower the youth, but empower the community by saying a huge thank you to all the community leaders, young and old alike, who are doing their best with the resources that they have to help the youth. And this picture here, you see the young man holding the mic. He's one of our Red Rush, former Red Rush player who is now at the University of Yale.
Awesome.
So we brought him on. I guess they surprised me. All these kids came out to surprise me for my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a surprise, yeah.
That's totally beautiful. Wow. It's nice, you work hard with these students, and now at Yale, that's a pretty reputable university.
Yep. So we push, higher education and just giving kids an opportunity to aim higher, right? So Yale is not it's not everyone that gets up and said, I want to go to Yale. No, but because they have an opportunity to see other people do it, they have an opportunity to see the world differently, then they could aim higher.
Well, you are a very blessed man because your upbringing was all centered, and I guess this is what you are giving off to others. You were part of a very structured upbringing. There was no basketball unless you had your homework done.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I was adopted by my grandparents, so I came up and I lived with my grandmother and my grandfather, who were my mom and my dad, because they raised me. And there was they always wanted us to achieve in whatever it is that we were doing, and school wise that was very important. We were studying French. They didn't know French, but they knew that I had to put time in to the work that we were doing. So spending time around the kitchen table was a must, and I figured out a way to bypass that. So I tell the kids, while you're in school, do school. So I made sure I did all my homework in school, right? So when I came home, I could spend a good 15, 20 minutes, even half an hour around the kitchen table reviewing my work. And as long as I showed them that my work was completed, I could go out and do what I really wanted to do, was go on the basketball court and keep improving. So just figuring out ways to maneuver through that. And it became a habit. Hard work, it just becomes a habit, and it becomes easy after that.
Awesome. So you're a coach and a social entrepreneur. So let's start with coaching. You're coaching basketball, but you're also coaching at other levels. What are the levels exactly? Is it high school, grade school?
I've had the opportunity to coach at all levels. I've coached elementary, high school, CJEP, college, university. I was a player coach at the pro level. So I had a chance to coach all straight through. Right now, when they refer to me as coach, I have a basketball leadership program that I started in 2006 called Red Rush Basketball Leadership. And I have about 30 coaches who coach for me right now. but the coaching there is a little different. It's not the X's and O's. It's not going out there winning championships. Even though we develop the players and they become very good players, the overall goal is to coach them to be professionals, and professionals not in the basketball sense, but professionals in life. So whatever it is that they choose to do, whatever it is that they aspire to be, we want them to be professional at it and work towards it. So for our coaches, we don't call them just straight out coaches. We call them coaches / mentors, because it's not the X's and O's. It's not how you shoot, but it's how you approach it and the conversations that they're having with these kids. And these kids range from elementary to college, to CJEP. Over here we call it CJEP. So right before university. So it's a relationship thing. It's a family thing. You said I had family. There was somebody there that was from Manchester, that was from Jamaica. Regardless if they weren't from Manchester, they're family. That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
Well, excellent. It's nice to see that, and I saw that a lot while I was in Jamaica. It's such a tight knit. Jamaica is a pretty big country, but you get the sense that everybody's got everybody's back over there. It's a really happy place.
Well, it's not always like that, but it should be like that, and it should be like that everywhere that you go. So, I'm on your show right now, and you invited me on your show. We family. So if you're ever, if you see me, if I see you, we family. That's the way it is, because you treat others the way you would like to be treated, and there's no reason for me to think otherwise.
Well, you know what, Denburk, now that you're in our family, you're in Rob's Inner Circle, you're part of our family, and you're a brother from another mother.
There you go. I hear you.
So tell us a little bit, while you were growing up, there was basketball, but were there other sports that interested you as well?
Yes, basketball was like one of the last sports, actually, that we really took seriously. But we were soccer, but mainly baseball. Baseball was our sports. We had the Expos, we had the Lionel the Shields, we had all that stuff. So baseball was really that sport that really connected everybody. We were able to go from house to house. We used to make our teams early in the morning, keep the teams all week. Whoever got to, my friend's house first, that's who's gonna be on his team. So you got up early and you went out and build your team. We used to play baseball on the baseball field. When the older guys would come, we would just move off and go into the swimming pool, the kiddies pool. So it was just with our tennis ball. It was good. Played football, did track, did a bunch of different sports. And then finally I ended up picking basketball as my main sport when my grandmother told me I had to choose a couple sports, and I chose basketball just because they said that that wasn't the right sport for me because I was too small. So I decided to pick that sport because I was up for the challenge.
But what's great about both basketball and baseball is that to participate in those sports among your friends, it is so inexpensive. And, it's like everybody could afford it. So there's no excuse to get out there and get the pumps on and make that heart get pumping.
Yep.
So, Denburk, tell us among your students over the years, because you've been teaching for a while, is there a student in particular that really stuck out, and today that he's become someone? I'm sure you're proud of all your students, but maybe this particular student has accomplished something that's made you like mega proud.
That's a tough question. It's also a tricky question because I don't know where this footage is going to be shown, where it's going to live, and I tried to make sure that I put just as much effort in player A as I do in player Z, and I'm proud of all their accomplishments. We've had guys that's gone on to work in the NFL. We've had guys that's gone on to work in the NBA. We've had guys gone on to work, lawyer. accountants, you name it, open their own business. So I'm really proud of all of them. And it would be hard for me to single out a particular youth, but Nicholas Johnson, who was part of the program growing up, spent some time with us. We're very proud. But yet we're very honored to know that he came through our program. Our program is not the only program that he's come through, but to be part of his journey was very special. So Nicholas Johnson, he was the first. Last year, he was recognized as the first. What would you call it? Valedictorian in Princeton school history.
Wow.
And so he's gone on to do big things. He was recognized as one of the top 25 most influential people. I don't know if it was in the world or in America or what have you, but with Carmela Harris. So it was so that's one that I think everyone would be okay if I mentioned him. But we have so many youths that's gone on to do great things. And what I love is the fact that they've gone on to do great things, not necessarily on the basketball court, but they've gone on to do great things in life. And that's a mission, that's a vision that I have for all youth. We just use sports to kind of get their ear and get their attention so that we could feed them some knowledge.
I can imagine you sitting there right now, how proud you must be feeling of all these amazing young men, of all their accomplishments. And they went through your mentorship and through your coaching and guidance and other people that are involved with your work. And on behalf of myself and everybody here at Rob's Inner Circle, congratulations for such fine work that you have accomplished, Denburk.
Thank you. But it's it's a team effort. And Rob, we have girls and we have guys. And yes, I'm here having a conversation with you, but there's a lot of people who jumped on board with me, who believed in the vision and the mission, and who are behind the scenes pushing me, keeping me organized, partnering up with me and the foundation, our board. We have a tremendous board who do great work. Some of my board members, they were never community-minded individuals, but they believed in the way I pitched them, what I wanted to do. I pitched them on the foundation and what have you. And now I could say they're true community advocates. So we're building bridges and we're empowering the community, but we're also making it a movement. Let me get to speak to you for a second, and I'll get you to jump on board. And it's all about paying it forward, using your resources, whether it's time, knowledge, funds, money, whatever you have, to give back in your way, the way that you feel most comfortable. But God put us on this earth, and we have a purpose, and it's just for us to figure out what our purpose is. They're selfish, they're selfless. I think sometimes less is more. So let's be selfless. Let's give more. And then in the long run, I'm sure we'll receive, the grace of God. God willing, we will do it. So, yeah.
Well, you see, you have an instant fan here. You have a family member and a big fan, the Sonia Huggins, who goes off to say very impressive accomplishments. So, folks, go ahead and prepare some questions, please, because I'm sure Denburk is going to be more than happy to oblige. We have a video here. We're going to be showing, some of the work that Denburk has done. So after the video, when we come back, we're going to discuss the video and perhaps answer a question or two. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned in to Rob's Inner Circle, and our guest tonight is Dwnburk Reid. Thank you for tuning in to what is an amazing evening. We have a video for you to enjoy. Enjoy.
A community that shares is a community that cares, and we've got Dwnburk Reid, who is the organizer of Montreal Community Cares. And we were part of an incredible movement on Sunday that left me so emotional. And Denburk, I want to just say congratulations on inspiring all of us in Montreal.
Thank you.
So tell me how this idea came about.
Well, we wanted to show that Montreal is a city that truly does care. And I made it clear that I wanted to do something where people could actually reflect and think before, before acting. Although I say that action speaks louder than words, but in this case, I wanted to take a time to reflect and think before the action really comes. So
there were so many protests going on in the city and globally. What were you hoping to achieve with Montreal Meals for Change?
Well, we wanted to provide a space where people could come together from different races and really just think about it, reflect on it, and think of how we can be better, how you as an individual can be better. Because there's going to be a bigger conversation to come, and we're going to need everyone's voice. But right now, take the time to listen, because there's so much talking, no one's listening, So let's listen before we actually go out and talk.
You had mentioned that it was important because everybody's having a conversation. And I think one of the most important conversations is the ones that we're having with our kids. And I was really pleased to see that a lot of families on Sunday brought their kids, their young kids especially, and their kids took part in the Montreal Meals for Change. And that's what the Montreal Community Cares does, right, is you empower youth. So were you surprised and were you touched to see how many families brought their kids out on Sunday?
Yes, I was surprised. Yes, I was touched. I really, really was inspired by the fact that families brought their kids. You brought your daughter. So for everybody to take that chance, it showed me that there's hope. We have much more support if everyone's working together. And no more with the silence. Even though that day was silent, no more with the silence. If you see something, some injustice happening beside you in the workplace, in the street, whatever, let's start using our voice to call it out.
Very, very, very beautiful interview. Wow, that was amazing, Denburk. Denburk, if someone wants to donate to the Montreal Community Cares, where is it that people can donate if they want to get involved with your work?
Oh, if someone wants to donate,
yeah,
you could go to MontrealCommunityCares.com, and there's like a donate button and all that. See all the programs and what we do. See all the partners, and you could donate that way, or you could send an email to info@MontrealCommunityCares.com and say you want to volunteer, what have you. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved. We have our Montreal Community Cares Awards that's coming up June 19th. I gotta plug that. So we have 2 co-chairs. We have Anthony Broccolini, who has been doing tremendous work with us, the Broccolini family, to help us move forward and build more bridges in the community between, languages, race, ethnicities, and you name it. And we have John Beethoven, who's the founder of the Toronto Raptors, who believes in what we're doing, what we're trying to accomplish. And, these guys are on board. I would like to have everybody come out and watch. It's going to be virtual this year, but it's going to be a great event.
Well, that's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about the people, the athletes that have influenced you over the years. Like when you were growing up, I guess you were talking about Delano DeShields. It was Ellis Valentine, Tim Raines, the Montreal Expos.
Yeah.
And you also were involved with some great people from the Montreal Alouettes, such as Anthony Calvillo and Anwar Stewart. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
As you can see, sports played a big part in my life as well. I really believe in the power of sports and what it does for the development of youth. And so growing up, I had community heroes like Trevor Williams, Joe Tyrell. We had so many on the basketball side of things. But growing up, I also, one of my jobs before coming to Loyola High School was I worked as director of community relations again for the Montreal Alouettes for 5 years. And there I met so many great people, so many great athletes. and I always differentiate the Alouettes from the Montreal Canadiens because I feel like they're that community team. They're very accessible. They're out there. I see them interact with the kids. I see them interact with the fans. It's just so different. So, before I got to the Alouettes, I was at McGill University, and I met guys like Anwar Stewart, Anthony Calvillo, who used to come to my games on a regular basis. So that was cool. I met Denny Codell with the Alouettes. I met a lot of interesting people, and John Bowman was a young guy around those times as well. And now he's going to be a Hall of Famer very soon. And so yeah, I've met a lot of interesting people.
Okay, just a little bit off subject for a second over here. Folks, don't be shy. If you have any questions, Dwnburk is going to be more than happy to oblige. Dwnburk, have you written any or published any literary works, or is there something in the works?
Where you getting your information from? I got spies on. No, I used to, I love poetry and what have you. So I used to write little love letters, little love poems, So that's the writing. That's the most writing that I've done. But no, I'm actually working on a book. I'm working on a book.
Okay, so when the time is right, please let us know, because you know that we love to give shout outs to our past guests. And once you become part of the inner circle over here, you're here for life, buddy.
All right.
So you let us know. Let us know when the book is ready, and we'll be more than happy to talk about your book.
Thank you.
In 2016, something amazing happened at McGill University. You were recognized for something special. Therefore, you became part of a really special community, something to do with the Hall of what? Hall of?
The Hall of Fame.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I don't know. They thought I was good enough to get into the McGill Sports Hall of Fame, and in 2016 they inducted me into that. I was when I graduated McGill in I think it was 2005. I graduated as the school's all-time leading scorer, all-time leading assists, all-time leading steals. So I had quite a few records when I graduated, and those records still stand today. So I guess because of that, they decided to put me in the Hall of Fame, one of the first Black male individuals, basketball players, to be inducted into their Hall of Fame. So that was a great accomplishment. I felt blessed. McGill is a great institution, great academic institution where I've met so many wonderful people who are my friends to this day.
Well, that must be such a great accomplishment, because to this day, that record still stands, I believe. The records that you set.
Yes. I don't think anyone's going to beat that for now.
Well, so we can call you Dwnburk Gretzky for all that matters, right? Dwnburk, we have a few more pictures over here. Maybe you can take a look at these pictures here and talk about them, such as this one here. What was going on there, Denburk?
Oh yeah, so that was just me addressing the crowd at the first Montreal Kneels for Change, and the guys in blue behind Tom Reynolds there, the photographer, is those are some of my players who are now in university. UC Davis, Kleenex is at UC Davis, Tyrese is at Seton Hall. Yeah.
And how about these fine gentlemen we see over here?
Those are current program participant, except for the young man with the glasses. He's a former participant who is now one of our coaches. So he's come back to help me out and coach with us. The one on the far right in the red and black tracksuit, that's my son. That's my oldest son.
Oh.
And then yeah. So,
well, one more for the record here. And this is at an event? Is that?
No, this is not at an event. This is just at one of our regular practices, what have you. We have over 300 youth in the program, so this was just this is at Loyola High School, who's one of our partners. And like again, I say, we're like a community school, so it's because of partners like Loyola where we were able to have these kids have a safe space to play and to work out and to, we could say stay off the streets or what have you, but it's more than just stay off the streets. It's more than just sweat, but it's really to learn valuable lessons, valuable life lessons.
So you're a founder as well. So can you tell us a little bit, maybe some of the foundations that you have started and that are still running today?
Yeah, I'm a founder. I just, I have something in my mind and I go and I go for it and I go get it. So, I founded the foundation in 2012. I founded the awards in 2011. This is our 10th annual awards this year. Over 150 awardees, recipients awarded. We founded the toy drive, the annual toy drive, averaging 3,000 toys that we give to underserved communities, elementary schools. Every school we go into, the whole entire school gets a brand new toy that we wrap. So we get a volunteer of workers to wrap those. So we're over like 18,000 toys.
Wow.
Given. I founded the Red Rush basketball program, which is now an AAU program. Started with 18 kids, and like I said before, it's over 300 kids right now, boys and girls. We started Knowledge is Power. So there's I've founded a lot of stuff, but it's not just for the sake of founding, to be a founder. What I want to do is make an impact, and in order to make an impact, sometimes there's holes, there's gaps. So I have to create something to fill that gap. But once I fill that gap now becomes a bridge. And if I want people to cross over, sometimes I have to be that bridge. So sometimes I got to make people walk over me to cross paths, cross ways. And it's all about impact. It has nothing to do with, hey, look at him, or look. But it has to do with that's what's needed. Nobody's doing it. I got to do it. And I got to sustain it. So there's nothing that I've founded that has died or doesn't exist to this day. But we keep it going.
You're best described as a go-getter, meaning in the sense is that you have a dream, you have a vision, and you just don't wait for things to happen. It's okay. Like, today you want to invent a hamburger. Just give you an example. Well, you know what? You're going to get out of bed. You're going to break a couple of eggs. You're going to put the meat. You're going to put some of those breadcrumbs. You're going to make things happen. I'm using that as an example, of course, but your philosophy is amazing because you can't just wait for things to happen on their own. You got to make them happen.
No, you definitely got to make it happen. It's a must, it's a must. We have dreams, everyone has dreams, but why aren't dreams realized? Because everyone just thinks about it and dreams about it, but at some point, I was, I had an event and I use this all the time, but it wasn't even my saying. It was Coach Tanisha Gittens. She said it and it stuck with me. At some point you got to wake up, right, and make those dreams a reality. You can't just sit down and think about it. You have to take the steps to make it happen. And I really believe in action. I don't believe in all the talk, even though I'm talking a lot right now, but I believe in action. Action speaks louder than words. Get up and go get it. Get up and go get it. If you don't get it, if you fall short, then you fall short. But at least you put your best foot forward and you tried your darndest to get it done. And this generation now you got me preaching a little bit, but this generation these days, it's I take, but they're not willing to give. Anything that we do is a two-way street. It's a win-win process, right? It's a win-win process, but at the same time, not everything has to be transactional. Not everything has to be transactional, but that's the way we look at it sometimes. So anyways,
we probably are brothers. I'll tell you what, Denburk, because I think the same way as you. Just like you, I have a dream. I want something to happen. Well, you know what? I get up and I start the process. And like you were saying off air, it's that you can't stop thinking about the mechanics. How is this going to happen? Just go out there and happen. And with your energy, what you're giving off out there, you're going to attract the other elements, such as other members who become part of the project. And then all of a sudden, they all join in. So talk to us, give us some examples of some of the works that you've done and that has happened to you.
No, it happens in our everyday. You know, the theme of the awards this year is Stronger Together. So I know what I know, but I also know what I don't know. But what I don't know, I know who to go to, or I seek out the person that knows that. You know what I mean? So, you know, we could sit here and say, oh, I'm so smart and this guy's so smart and this guy's the best. No, no one's the smartest. No one's the best, but we could be the smartest and the best team collectively. So anything that I've done, I mean, you guys are talking about it right now. And I said it before that there's always someone, there's always a team, there's always people behind it. Yes, I might get the limelight or the recognition, whatever the case may be, because I might have come up with the vision, come up with the mission. But at the same time, I had to build a team. And how did I build the team? I built the team, just like you said, off of my energy, off of a strong belief in what I'm doing. Because you can't just do anything for the sake of doing it. There has to be heart behind anything that you're doing. There has to be something positive, goodwill behind what you're doing. And if that's the case, people will feed off of it. People will see that. There's no way for me. And I know I say it sometimes and people are like, oh, stop degrading yourself or whatever. But there's no way a little guy from Jamaica coming up and should be able to attract Anthony Broccolini, attract a John Beto, attract all these people that I have around me, this power group that I have around me, and I'm the center of it. It's because of the energy. It's because of believing in what we do. It's because of doing it with heart. And so I wouldn't single out one thing because it's everything. Everything that I do, it shouldn't even be I do. Is everything that I conceive, I must achieve, but achieve as a collective.
Okay, you're also a social entrepreneur. For people out there who don't know what a social entrepreneur is, what is a social entrepreneur?
It's really just a service provider. It's really just a service provider, and creating opportunities where we can meet a demand in the service, in the area of servicing community, not for profit, and building the community that way, uplifting the community through the initiatives that we create, through the businesses that we create. You know.
You told me that you are giving back to the community. I'm under the impression that there must have been some kind of an event in your life that took place that may have changed a bit your vision, your perspective in life, and this could probably be at a young age. Is there anything that significant that happened in your life that made you say, you know what, I'm going to give back to the community? What is the event that happened that made you change?
Man, there's, like I said, I grew up in a tough place, and it's not all my friends that made it out of that tough place. A lot of them got incarcerated, a lot of them got murdered, and so just having the opportunity to make it out, using sports to make it out, I always felt like there's a lot of kids that are in that situation, and I wanted to be the person or one of the people who could help them get out of that. So, those early childhood deaths and mishaps definitely played a role. The awards that I founded was because a friend of mine was killed, and at the funeral in 2010, they were saying such great things about him, the thank yous, he did this, he was this guy, and I left the funeral early because I was mad. I was mad at the fact that people are saying thank you now, and they weren't saying thank you when he was there. They're saying thank you when he's no longer able to receive those or hear those. So I wanted to do something where I didn't want to see another kid. I didn't want to see another friend get buried or what have you. And I want to thank anybody and everybody that I saw that was doing something positive in the community, especially those who did something valuable for me, paving the way and what have you, like the Trevor Williams of the world.
You were attending a ceremony at one point with your wife, and you were sitting down for the first time in I don't know how many thousands of years. So you're sitting down and you're actually absorbing what's going on over there. And the person presenting the awards, it got to you. It was your turn, and you were in shock when that person was saying, "What? I did this. I did that."
Yeah.
Tell us about that amazing experience.
It was more of a. I don't know if it was an amazing experience. It was just like I said, I'm just a doer. So we're doing, right? We're doing, and we're not really taking note of what we're doing, what we're accomplishing, and whatnot. It's just next. And at this award, it was a Dr. Clarence Bain award from the Black Theater Workshop. They were giving it to me, and they were talking about someone, and they were listing all these things. And I was like, whoa. And then I realized I did that. Oh, I did. Oh, they're talking about me. And I'm like, I said to my wife, I said, babe, I did that. Did you realize I did all that? And all she did was she just shook her head, but I just didn't really take in, as we're not really taking stock of what we're doing. So it was weird to see it for the first time all together on paper, on a list, hear it. Yeah, it was more weird. I really didn't even realize that I accomplished all of that stuff.
You're a very fulfilled man, and a man of many who'll accept challenges fairly easily. Nothing's going to stop you when you want to do something. You have a whole bunch of diplomas, degrees, recognition all over the place. I'm sure that nothing scares you, but if we go in the sense of the perspective that you probably want to do something and you have not had time to get to it, is there something you would like to do one day, but you don't have time to do it today?
Well, there was something that I wanted to do, and COVID gave me an opportunity. I went for it, and then COVID hit, and then I was able to get my master's. So I got my master's, and that was something that I wanted to do. And I just said, let me go for it. And then COVID hit. And then I guess the timing was right because, COVID provided an opportunity rather than sitting around and moping and saying we're locked inside and masking it up and whatnot. I saw an opportunity to get something done, and I was able to really push hard to get my master's in 1 year. And people said I was crazy, and I was really crazy because I felt sick. I felt sick doing it. I wanted to quit so many times, but anyways, I was able to accomplish that. And right now my goal is really I want to build a facility for these youth at a bigger scale. I think they deserve it. I think the community deserves it, and I think God willing, Loyola deserves it as well. So we're going to try to do our best to see if we could work together to get this thing done, and it will impact the community in a bigger way than we have been able to.
Folks, we have very little time left. So if you want to ask some questions to Denburk, how you can get involved with the community. If you have any children that you would like to send to a school, maybe Denburk can talk to us a little bit about what being at Loyola is. And Denburk, like we talked off air before, if your sweetheart is around and she would just like to join us for a quick hello, without imposing anything, it would be awesome. If not, give her our best regards.
Yeah, no.
That's okay.
Yeah, she's a behind the
scenes
person, yeah.
Okay, so organizations like Meals on Wheels have had to reinvent themselves and only serve frozen foods in some neighborhoods. Do you think that we could have done better?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, because we had to reinvent themselves, like Meals on Wheels.
Yeah,
we had to be content on serving frozen dinners. What do you think that we could have done that, instead of having served frozen dinners, what could we have done better? I mean, already that's very commendable what was done, but what could we have done to complement that as a community?
As a community, I don't.
Yes.
I think I've seen some initiatives where people have come out and donated food, left food at their doors. I did an event where the breakfast where I made a call out for volunteers and people came and helped deliver the food. So there's always, I mean, I don't know the logistics behind Meals on Wheels, so it would be hard for me to say they should have or could have, but I know that if they had more hands and more volunteers on hand to deliver food, it might have been an opportunity to partner up with a group or a restaurant or what have you to help provide food. But it's COVID at the same time, so resources for restaurants, they're limited. People are staying inside. People are afraid of the disease itself. So there's so much. That's a hard question for me to answer fairly, but yeah.
And how has COVID affected your organizations that you're part of?
It's affected our organization in a way where the families are stressed, the kids are stressed because they're not able to get out the house. They're not able to participate in their sport. They have to spend more time at home. Therefore, the kids and the parents are clashing, and therefore our phones are ringing. Save us! Come do something with this kid because youth protection is gonna get involved. So you name it. So for us, we had to be quick with it. As a coach, you have to be quick and be able to adapt and be able to maneuver. So we created a few programs. We were able to take it online. And so Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays, I had training. I had my trainer come on, train them like crazy. Like they're sweating, they're dying, right? But it was a way for them to release some of their stresses, right? Then on Thursdays, we had our high school huddle, which was high school students and CJEP students. We had, about 60 to 80 kids on there every Thursday. And then we had our Sunday, we had a program where we had our elementary kids called the Youth Sustainability Program. So, giving them an opportunity to interact, giving them an opportunity to see each other, to talk to each other, using Zoom to its fullest capacity, capabilities was very important for us in terms of moving from a face-to-face to an online platform. But we made it pretty cool. The kids even wrote poems and wrote books, and and they liked it. This is something, to have 80 kids come on or 60 kids come on a regular basis. That means they want to talk, and these are high school kids. They're cool. They're cool. Who's going to talk about my feelings, man? But they're on it, and they're about it. So, hey, there's opportunities. You gotta use it, man.
You're such an inspiring man, and believe you me, if I was inspired before you were on our show, I'm even more inspired right now. And I'm sure you've touched the lives of many tonight with your amazing testimonial. To close off the show, Denburk, you're the world leader. You're the leader of the entire world. The world according to Dwnburk Reid. What would it look like?
The world according to me?
Yeah, you're the leader. I mean, whatever you say goes. What would the world look like if it was in the hands of Dwnburk Reid?
No, I would say so to be real, I would say I could say treat others the way that you would like to be treated, right? And I would say, people, for me, I'd rather be respected than liked, right? But in order to like somebody, in order to respect someone, you have to understand that person. You have to understand we're all different. And I wouldn't want all of us to be alike. No, can't have a bunch of me running around. Can't have a bunch of Roberts running around. But we have to be able to understand each other right? Understand our differences, accept our differences, and figure out how our differences can work together, right? Because a team is built up of different people that have different, different characters, whatever. Like I said to people, if you know that when I'm hungry, I might snap, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you come to me and say, yo, Denburk, did you want to? And I say, yo, man, what you bothering me for? You look at me because you understand and you know me. You like, don't worry about it. He's hungry. Yo, let's go get something to eat first, right? If I come to you now and I say, yo, Robert, what's going on, man? And you say, oh, Denburk, I can't right now. I said, oh, Robert, stress. Robert, what are you working on? Can I help you? Because when you get stressed, you get. So understanding where each other is coming from, understanding our differences, understanding our culture, because you're from a different culture doesn't make you bad. I don't know if you understand where I'm getting at, but
yeah.
take the time to get to know each other before you judge each other.
Exactly.
So that I'll leave it at that.
Denburk, we're about to sign off on the show. On behalf of myself, Patty, and Jenny, we ask you to stay. We're going to close off the show. We're going to go off air, but stay behind the scenes. We're going to have our meet and greet.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to get the last word to sign off with the audience. Is there anything you want to tell the audience before we go?
We're stronger together, right? And continue being a spark. Whatever it is that you can bring to the table, bring it, but bring it with confidence. Don't be shy to bring it. Okay? Much love, much blessings, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other soon.
Denburk, thank you so much for being part of our show. Stand by. I'm going to be saying goodnight to the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was our guest tonight. That was Dwnburk Reid. He is a social entrepreneur, a coach, and a Hall of Famer at McGill University. Thank you so much for tuning in to this delightful show, which was a lot of fun. A note of interest, this upcoming Wednesday at noon, Esther Brzezinski and myself will be co-hosting our newest podcast called Noon Hour Out of the Box. It's a 15-minute podcast. You guys want to come and check it out. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun stuff going on, so you don't want to miss it. That's this upcoming Wednesday at noon at the Rob's Inner Circle, the Facebook page, Robert DeLasso Facebook page, on Bobby's Short Shorts on YouTube, as well as Esther's channel, Esther's Breeze. Next week, same time, same place, we're going to have two other amazing guests in the likes of Michael Anchors from England and a singer-songwriter. He's a local boy from Montreal, David Sean. And we're going to be talking about the gifts of autism. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be seeing each other Monday. And on Wednesday, if you want to tune in, we'll see you there too. Good night, everybody. Thank you.